All right, so our group's paper focuses on the misrepresentation of people of color in the advertising industry. Our group was comprised of Alan, Emily, Nicole, and Isabel. So the problem we are addressing is that of the misrepresentation and underrepresentation of people of color in advertising. Not only does such representation affect the ways in which the public form their opinions of people of color, but also negatively affects how people of color relate to others and think about themselves. Such misrepresentations reinforce and exaggerate negative stereotypes and impact the lives of people of color. Our mainstream society equates beauty and perfection to white individuals and uses people of color to fill other minor roles, making it harder for people of color and minorities to feel like they are part of the mainstream society. As an additional result to this ideal, we see an underrepresentation of people of color, which is damaging to both those communities and society as a whole. According to a Kaiser Family Foundation report, the U.S. population in 2014 in terms of race distribution was the following: 62% white, 12% black, 18% Hispanic, 6% Asian, and 1% Native American Alaskan Native. However, the 2015 Fashion Diversity Report reveals a gross underrepresentation of people of color. The majority are white, with Latina, Black, and Asian models comprising only 12.3% in total, when the Kaiser Family Foundation report reveals they comprise 37% of the total population. Ignoring such a large portion of the population leads to misunderstandings of these communities and individuals, and the few ads that we do see reinforce negative stereotypes. A cursory Google image search reveals numerous ads reinforcing these negative stereotypes of minorities and people of color. The first we can see is a white man towering over 6 African American runners, and their speed of running is equated to the computing power of the computers. Next, we also see the equation of being successful to being Asian, and that gets you ahead in life.
Unfortunately, there are only 2 existing guidelines that can help address this issue. First, the U.S. Equal Opportunity Commission states that it is illegal to discriminate against race when considering candidates for employment. However, this law does not necessarily extend to modeling, since agencies and casters may choose whomever they believe best meets their target audience. The American Advertising Federation also offers us one principle that explains advertisers must be careful in how they represent their ideas. Since these ideas help shape societal norms, this means that we must be careful in how we enforce them, but however, there is no authoritative backing to keep this in line. The solutions to this issue combine both ethical principles with suggested industry guidelines. The overall idea is that both agencies and casters must self-regulate using ethics in order to improve. Using Rawls' veil of ignorance, the industry can take a step back from race and view the model simply as normal people for the job opportunity. The golden rule would also be a great rule of thumb to keep in mind. If you treat others the way you want to be treated, then it would be easier to see the error in such blatant discrimination. Both of these principles will help normalize people of color in advertising, as they should have been all along. Here are some examples of how this issue and solution can be visualized.
Gap produced a controversial advertisement. As seen in the photo, a young African-American model is used as an armrest to a taller white model. This ad focuses on the use of the African-American girl used as a prop instead of featuring her for her autonomy. This further perpetuates this behavior in advertising, which is displayed in this negative illustrative example. However, in a positive illustrative example would be the Cheerios and their recent advertising. In their advertisements, featuring an African-American male as the father, a white female as the mother, and their daughter, this is a positive ad campaign because it shows a nuclear family and race is normalized.
The purpose of this white paper was to attempt to solve an issue afflicting contemporary public relations advertising. We addressed an issue specific to the field of advertising. Minorities are constantly being misrepresented in the fashion industry. Most importantly, the focus was to address the ways model colors are being symbolized almost animalistic in this industry. One of the most practical ways to address this problem is to have representation of people of color and minorities that digress the way society equated beauty and perfection to white models. The individuals that hold the administrative role in the modeling agency should consider using Rawls' veil of ignorance, the golden rule, to provide a diversity coalition and treat others as they wish to be treated.